Hello and welcome to another instructional video. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the basics of artificial intelligence, or we usually refer to it as AI in short. Now, I have included a QR code here, so you can scan that with your mobile device so you can access some of the links that are in today's presentation. For our overview, we will briefly talk about what is artificial intelligence from a pretty high level. And then we'll spend the rest of the time looking at different examples. First, some common AI that you probably experience every day. Then we'll look at some examples of generative AI, where the computer is creating an image. Kind of like I used AI to create this mountain lion on a mountain with a snow-capped mountain and a purple background, so it could be Weber purple. And you'll notice throughout today's presentation that I have image notes of how I created these using Adobe Firefly. I've also included the text that I typed into the image generator to create the images. And finally, I will share two brief examples of AI applications that are created specifically for K-12 settings. Okay, so I took a look at a few different resources. One of them was Wikipedia, and I've included that link here. And then I created my own definition. So let's see how this fits for everyone. But this is my definition. So what is artificial intelligence? The ability of a computer to categorize inputs, those could be images, text, or sounds, make predictions based on the inputs, and generate unique outputs based on previous inputs. AI learns in a process called machine learning by building a model from a training set of data. Once the model has been trained, it can be used to categorize, predict, and generate. An AI model is limited by the range of data for which it is trained on. So this is very important that an AI is only smart as the data that it's fed. If we could think of an example, that might be an image recognition software. So if I was creating an image recognition model, I would have to train it with the kinds of images I want it to be able to detect. So maybe I had a company that was supplied supermarkets, and I wanted to be able to identify various produce in the produce section. So I would have to train my AI by showing it maybe 100,000 different pictures of bananas, 100,000 different pictures of lettuce, various kinds of lettuce, each one being a little different, and I'd have to include all the produce that my store would sell. And then once that model was trained, the computer could detect an apple or an orange. Now, where it would be limited is if I showed it, some sort of fruit that I didn't include in the training set, it would probably misidentify that piece of produce. So maybe if I forgot to include peaches, it might think a peach is an apple. So that's one of the limitations of AI, that it's only as smart as what you train it on. And I included this image right here. This one I created. I said, create a picture of a computer learning. And I wanted to point out that AI does make mistakes. So this is one of the options that Adobe Firefly provided. And I want to point out that learning is spelled wrong. So your AI can make mistakes. So be aware. So common AI that you've already experienced, not just Google search, but any search engine, any television or movie streaming platform, based on what other users have watched. So if if I'm watching a Sherlock Holmes movie, it might know from other viewers that people that watch Sherlock Holmes might like a show like Veronica Mars, because there is a crime-solving element there. The AI could detect that in the past that people who liked certain shows like others, so it might suggest Veronica Mars for me. You may see this in social media if you're on social media, and that might be the kinds of posts that you see. Personally, I get a lot of posts about home improvement because I do home improvement projects, and I probably have searched for home improvement products. And so I get both ads for selling me things from Home Depot, but I also get things showing tutorials how to maybe fix a bathroom sink. And we also see this on our cell phones. When you're typing a text message, it might autocomplete. So just to make this, just to show this example, I might say, I'm just in Google search, what is the best dessert for, and it's predicting, the best dessert for diabetics. So maybe it would give me low sugar options. That's another one. Weight loss or Thanksgiving. Since I'm recording this the day after Thanksgiving, that's one there. Maybe for if you have high cholesterol or Christmas or a hot day. But it's predicting what I want to say. So that's an example of AI. And these are the common ones. Now, this picture I generated, I said, create an image of a neural network of computers, machine learning, and I also added the Matrix movie. So I tried to get us to show what a neural network might look like. So a neural network is a computer that is structured more like our brains. So they're having multiple connections between processors. I don't personally know how they work, but they are used in training AI. Okay, then the next level of AI, and this is one that's been in the news quite a bit lately, is generative AI. So instead of just finishing my sentence in a Google search or a text message, this is where we give some information and the AI generates something. So on this page, you can see I used Adobe Firefly, and I said I wanted to generate a picture of a cat skiing in the downhill Olympics, steep and snowy mountain, purple sky, sun. And you can see it incorporated all of those words except the Olympics. I'm still learning how to use AI, and I've noticed that sometimes if it might just ignore certain terms if it doesn't have anything. And I'm assuming, which is dangerous to do, but I'm assuming that maybe that Adobe's Firefly doesn't know anything about the Olympics. So that's why we don't see any maybe Olympic logo or anything on there. Now, Firefly, as a student, you should have access to this. When you're in your Creative Cloud account, you might have to request access to Adobe Firefly. I requested this a few weeks ago. And it got approved within a day. I think because it is in beta. But I might say something like, so I can generate in this window, and actually you can see my other AI that's running in the background. This is a tool I use called Grammarly that helps me not make grammatical and typographical errors in my text. So I'm going to type, let's see, I'm going to say, mountain lion drinking hot cocoa, exclude marshmallows, have snow background with snow-capped mountains And I want to keep that Weber theme, so I'm going to say purple sky. Now this does take, I think today it's been taking me about, 30, 40 seconds for it to generate an image. You'll notice on the right side of the screen, I have some customizations that I can do here. Now this is interesting. So I thought that was gonna exclude marshmallows, but we definitely got the marshmallows. Let me make one more change. I'm gonna say no marshmallows. And I just hit the generate button again. So we still get those marshmallows. I'm going to go ahead and keep this image. I think I like this one. This one's pretty nice. You can, if you've noticed that last time I used this, I clicked photo. So I think it went to photo again, but you can change around the style. Maybe if we want it more an art look. And we can actually have some other effects down here. Maybe I'll do art look synthware. Okay, so it changes a little bit. Now it's more of an illustration. And you can rerun the model. It'll give you different ones each time. But something that Adobe has said is that their images have been, their artificial intelligence has been trained on images that the artists have given permission. So this is an important ethical issue that you will, if you watch one of our other videos, you can learn more about the ethics of AI. There's a concern about when AI is being trained on original artwork or original text without consent being given. So Adobe's AI they've said that they do have permission from the artists that made other pictures that the system learned from. Now, probably the one that's been in the news the most is ChatGPT. So I'm going to open ChatGPT, and now ChatGPT has a ChatGPT. I have a free account, so you just have to register with your email. I think I had to give my phone number too. They do charge extra if you want to use ChatGPT 4, so that is a more advanced model. But I might say it's giving me some suggestions. Help me study for a college entrance exam. Write a text inviting my neighbors to a barbecue. I might say, write a letter to my local school board to ban AI in schools. Now, this is something I would never actually say to ban it, because there are a lot of positive things we can do with AI. Let's see what it comes up with. So it tells us how to even format our letter. But here, the big points: privacy concerns, ethical implications, lack of human interaction, and job displacement concerns. So this can be really helpful for generating ideas, but we want to be careful that we're never plagiarizing from ChatGPT. We might have it make a draft of something, and then hopefully you could revise it and write your own. So that's a popular one right now, ChatGPT. And then I just wanted to put this out here as a resource. I found this on Twitter, created by Dalton Flanagan and Cora Yang. They are very active in the educational technology space. And they created this infographic where you can learn more about a range of both generative text and generative image AIs. So today I showed Adobe Firefly 2 and also ChatGPT, but you'll notice there are a bunch of other ones that you can explore on your own. Now, I want to close out today's video with two examples of AI that is used in K-12 schools. this first example is currently being used by Ogden School District in some of their elementary schools. I'm not sure if it's all of them, but I do know at least one teacher that their school is using it. And the really powerful thing is that children are able to practice reading aloud with a tutor. And that's not a real person. It's the AI giving them feedback. So I'm going to play just about a little over a minute of this video to show you what that looks like.
I zip it up. That is that.
Watch my friend's lips say, wind.
W-E-N-D. Wind.
Now you say the word.
Wind.
All right, keep reading. I'm going to spell out this word for you. M-I-G-H-T is pronounced might. Now you try reading this word.
Might.
Nice work.
Come from the sky.
We should work on sky. Sky is an important word. Say sky 3 times as fast as you can.
Sky, sky, sky.
Thank you.
So in the example, it worked quite well to support the child that was working on reading those sentences. I have heard from some children that I live with that sometimes Amira does not always recognize that you are reading correctly. This could be because they are using this on Chromebooks in a classroom full of children, and the AI might have a little trouble hearing the children with all the noise around them. The last example I wanted to share is a tool that I think is under development still at WPI, which is Worcester Polytechnic Institute on the East Coast. And they have this tool called Assistments, and it supports teachers when grading open response items. So here's an example of where students are working out some proportionality of figures on a math test, and the AI is suggesting so let me explain. So this column right here just would be like the student name or student number. These are the various responses that students put into the system. And then it's a suggested score and some suggested comments. Now, teachers have to supervise this. So unlike Amira is making decisions and providing real-time feedback to the students. It's not supervised. In this case, the AI is supervised, where the teacher has to accept these suggestions. So these two options, these are 2 points. This is partial credit, I think, because they were supposed to be even more of a response, that they had to explain why. In this case, student number 3, it said, I don't know, and the AI correctly suggested this is worth 0 points. So these two are getting partial credit, and here they're asking for a little bit more explanation. I'll also note that this last one, although that looks pretty similar to this one up here, it's not entered digitally. So it's entered as a digital photo, and so the AI in their system mustn't be able to recognize images. It must be text that's typed in to the software. Assistments, they do have other tools, and I believe they can give unsupervised feedback to students as they're going through their work. I included some links so you can check them out, and you can actually see one of the creators of the tool demonstrate this on YouTube. we've really only scratched the surface on what AI is and what sort of implications for the classroom there are. So your students might be using commercial products like ChatGPT or Adobe's Firefly AI, or they might be using more customized education-specific AI. This is something that is not going away, and I think personally that it's just something that we're going to see more of in the future. So my hope is that you can make sure to evaluate all of the AI tools that you think your students might use in the classroom and show them how to use them responsibly. And we'll talk more about that in some of our other educational technology videos. As always, thanks for learning with me, and I'll see you next time.